Welcome back to the channel, lads and ladies, and welcome to the AEC Mark II, an event vehicle premium for the British, one of the most enjoyable 3.0 vehicles in the game, and one of many very fun armored cars for the British, and not the subject of this video, but check out the anchor on the back of that one. I really am looking forward to Japanese naval coming to the game. I know the naval game mode is sort of struggling in its infancy here, but I have high hopes for it. I think it can be something really cool, and the premium vehicles available to get into the Japanese closed beta are pretty ridiculous, especially the what appears to be a 3.0 battle rating Vulcan boat. Yeah, a meme on the water. But this video is not about Japanese naval. In fact, it's not about 1.89 at all. Although I am looking forward to the update. I don't think it's really gonna rock the world of War Thunder. It seems to be just another of several steps toward a certain destination that doesn't interest me all that much with regard to top tier, but they are pretty. Speaking of, look at this beautiful burger spit. Spit burger? But this video is not about my absolutely gorgeous, what's this called? The Spitfire FR Mark 14E, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know my Spits, but I know this one has a Griffin engine, and is it a Merlin? No, Griffin, yes. Beautiful engine, gorgeous aircraft, and there's just something about the clipped wings that I absolutely love in both the beautiful shred A6 M5 Co and the clipped wing Spitfires. I love it. It's like a lowered pickup truck. It's not necessary, it's not meta, but I like it anyway. This video is not about the Spitfire though, although I do always have some fun in that vehicle. Once again, facing a T-34-85, and I'm not sure why he wasn't able to kill me there, but it's always... What do you mean non-pen? It was a bit odd. Oh well, we're in the air, so we're happy. Look at the Burger King there. This is one of the few Spitfires that has access to 50 cals, and I honestly think that more Spits should have the loadout because 50 cals are just so satisfying to use. As fun and as fun as 7.7s can be, I do prefer my 50 cals. Now check out here, this is just some bonus footage, but you saw the puff of smoke. Can you see where that enemy tank is? Because I see nothing but bushes. Yet, I saw fire come from there, so I used my binocular view to peek over the bushes. It's like playing a game of Battleship. I think the battleships will eventually come to War Thunder Naval, but I don't know. Adding on more guns and equipment to a naval vessel, does it make the game mode itself more fun? Well, I think we'll find out. But here we go, jumping into a 6-7 match with the British. I decided to play just a little bit different of a lineup because, not that I wasn't having fun with my 5-7 lineup. In fact, I was having a total blast, especially starting the match in the AEC Mark II at a 3.0 and facing off against 5.3, 6.3, 6.7 vehicles that it can deal with. It's just a barrel full of laughs. But it is time to get a little bit serious because I decided to finish off my research on the Warrior IFV. Not that I'm gonna play it at all. It does look like a fun vehicle, but high tier, anything past 7.7 is getting a little bit excessive for me, and even 6.7 is a very comfortable battle rating for me. Higher than that, and I just start feeling like it's a different game, and it's better left to those tryhards that like high tier stuff. And there's nothing wrong with you fellas, it's just not my style. I do enjoy the British stabilizers at 6.7 available on a couple of their medium tanks and one very powerful heavy tank that we'll get to in a bit. Whether or not the Caernarvon is balanced when compared with, say, the Tiger 2H is a difficult thing to say. It's almost like comparing apples to oranges or coffee to tea. There really is a place in this world for each of them, and it is clear that the more advanced British designs are probably on a different level, but to a skilled player in War Thunder, it doesn't make all that much of a difference, especially if you learn to aim for the weak spots with your AP-HE rounds that the Germans get on cannons like the Long 88. Life is good, and have I posted that VFW video? I'm not sure, but I had a great time with the VFW a while back. But if my APDS is gonna sprawl like that, then maybe I don't have anything to complain about. Did they update that? It seems like it has a lot more spalling than it used to have. It could be. Gaijin never tells us the whole stories with the patch notes, do they? We gotta wait for, Mike Tendy to give us the chicken tendies. And yeah, he definitely, look at that, right at the edge of his smoke screen. Very nicely done by that Panther 2 being a sneaky and or cheeky boy. And we get to spawn in, actually let's go for the Wyvern. Yeah, we can carry some bombs. Let's do some damage on the ground. The Wyvern used to be one of my favorite aircraft in the British tree because I'm addicted to gold, and there really is nothing like the Wyvern. I wish the MB5 could carry bombs. If it did, I might be making videos about the Martin Baker instead of the Spitfire, but such is not the case. The MB5 in the game really, it has a good amount of 20mm ammunition and is not terrible. It's just that the Spitfires are just so much better. So I decided to pass on buying the MB5 when it was on sale. It still does look like a good aircraft. So the Wyvern, and just, oh my gosh, after flying a Spitfire FR to fly this lumbering behemoth of a plane, it really just seems to stop midair, but that's okay. It also has its own merits. We probably didn't need to use bombs to take down that, what is that thing called? I can't remember right now. That poor open top SPA or SPG, but we did anyway, I tell you, and I have no regrets. Now with one more 1,000-pound bomb left, can we find a customer? There's somebody down on the ground. Let's see if he feels like sharing the love. Hello, sir. Would you like 1,000 pounds of affection? And he did. Poor French fella. Looks like, was that an FL10 or FL11? Was that the one with the autoloader? The autoloader? Or was it the other model? Enemy aircraft. We're gonna have maybe one. Whoa, we actually got some shots on him as we get opened up on by what's probably a BF-109. Yeah, it looks like a BF-109 from here. I'm watching on my editing software, so I can't see very well. But man, I am actually a lot more. Yep, BF-109 F4, very popular aircraft. Even after getting its battle rating increased to 4.0, it still is very competent at that BR. So no worries. Looks like we're not going to be able to jump into the air, and that's honestly just as well. I am in this match to research a ground vehicle. I just really love flying CAS and anti-CAS in Tank RB battles, as you may have noticed. But that one hit with the STRV got me thinking, what cannon is this? It's not a 17-pounder, is it? No, it's like a 21-pounder. I don't know. My knowledge of British tank cannons is sadly lacking. But is the APDS increased in performance? Post-penetration damage has always been the Achilles heel of APDS in this game, which is kind of hilarious because APFSDS has a fairly good amount of spalling right now, to the point where it can even have a ridiculous amount, and it appears to be based on the thickness of the armor that it punches through, with excess penetrative power translating into more fragments into the fighting compartment of the enemy vehicle. And that may or may not be really an accurate representation of the round, but it does mean that if you slap some fins onto a dart, turning it into a lawn dart, apparently it does a lot more spalling. Hey, I just work here. I'm not even supposed to be here today. But here we are in the Carnarvon, and one thing that always caught me about this vehicle is it looks so much like a Centurion, and yet so different at the same time, with a distinct suspension with those sort of small looking road wheels and that wide booty that I find appealing. I don't think I have all the modules for the Carnarvon. I can never pronounce the name of this thing. I don't think I have this thing spaded, and if I do, that's even more concerning because the whole traverse really leaves a lot to be desired. I like my tiny American flag I put on the booty of this one. That it looks nice. But I am a big fan of this 6.7 battle rating heavy tank nonetheless, as it has decent frontal armor, an actual gun mantlet that tends to work, and, well, a few other things going for it. Getting the same stabilizer that other tanks of this battle rating have for the British. Basically, again, the same thing as the Centurion, and you really can't go wrong with that. So, getting back to the battle, we're just looking for targets, and this is sort of the slow part of the match, but things will pick up for us a bit. I'm sort of out of touch with what's been going on the ground because I was focusing on aircraft combat, and now I'm back boots on the ground with the rest of you poor plebs, grinding away in the meat grinder, and I really just don't want to get shot at all. I would prefer if that was the case. But another one of the things I like about 6.7 in general is that it's a very popular battle rating, so you're a little bit less likely to get into an up tier, and even if you do face 7.7, 7.3 vehicles, for the most part they're manageable, especially with the good penetration that the British APDS gets at these battle ratings. As we check our surroundings, we're just trying to fit ourselves in with our team here, and that's something that I've been trying to work on, is looking at the map and seeing where my teammates are, and then just being in the right place at the right time. And we were actually listening there. We knew there was an enemy tank in the area, so we just shot straight through those bushes, and what do you know? We got a ping. But we don't want to stick around, so we go for that dank flank, and we know that that enemy tank won't be pursuing us. He would likely be turning his gun in our direction, which seemed to be the case in the hit cam when we hit him. So we got a nice little bit of reconnaissance there, and we actually decide to keep pushing forward and let the M18 handle that T-34-85. And it appears that is exactly what he did. So we continue to press onward, playing the role of the heavy tank, being that spearhead, but also trying not to get too far ahead of our team, as a Tortoise shows us the real way to push the enemy. Tortoise is one of those ridiculous vehicles. I would love to see more heavily armored SPGs in the game. They're a lot of fun to play. Things like the Broom Bear, which seems to have gotten power creeped a small bit. It just seems like the armor isn't as effective as it used to be. Hearing an enemy in the area of that smoke, we went ahead and tried a second time for that magic shot, but no sauce. Speaking of, that didn't have quite the effect that we hoped it would, as that tiger did have a chance to turn his gun toward us, but not enough to take us down. And now we're in the midst of the combat, looking around for a target, trying to differentiate friend from foe. It looks like the cap is clear, so here you see sort of the sluggish turret traverse, and it's not the worst, but it's not the best either, of the Carnarvon. As we capture the point, trying to be smart about how I go around this corner. Again, we are on the front now, so there could be an enemy around any corner. And when I say trying to be smart, I mean this corner. This corner is the one where we were a little bit more smart about how we go around, although we did expose enough side armor that if there was somebody waiting with, say, a Tiger 2, we would have stood a pretty good chance of dying there. But luckily, we avoided that fate, and we'll be able to continue to push. Checking up on where our teammates are going, it looks like they're spreading out, so I'm feeling free to go ahead and put some pressure on the A point. If we can get all three of these caps, then we'll be in a better position. It really looks like we're winning the war on the ground right now, which is definitely helpful. You can see from the score between our two teams that things have not always been so good for us on the ground, so that's another reason it was a good idea for me to hop into a tank. It honestly looks like my teammates are doing okay now on their own. Maybe the more skilled players have remained, who's to say? But they're definitely pulling their weight, they're definitely doing a good job, and I'm certainly not the kind of person to complain about teams, even if I felt like they weren't doing a good job. I got a lot of respect for the people that try their best in War Thunder, because man, sometimes I just have these days where I just can't win. And today is definitely not one of those days, but I was just absolutely wiped out over the past few days. You could probably hear it in my voice in some of my videos. I felt like I was falling about an hour behind on sleep every night, and well, that's something that having two girls will do to you. But also it's my own dumb fault. How did that not go through? That's not good. That's okay. We bounced a shot. We're in good position here. If we can aim just a bit lower. Oh yes, that's the spalling Daddy needed. So the APDS can do the business now if it has a good chance. It seems like it's not so good at side shots, but once that shrapnel starts to cone out some, it's able to take out modules further on in the vehicle. So that's not so bad. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, huge thank you to my gorgeous wife, who is just like absolutely incredible for helping out with the kids today. Like when she has a day off from work and she stays home and helps me to take care of the gun. By helps me, I mean like she does the hard part, right? Let's admit it. The baby is the hard one. Like, I'll claim the 2-year-old and I take care of Brooklyn, the tank toddler now, and then mommy gets Zoe, because well, she's sort of equipped to offer her some things that I'm not able to offer her. But at the same time, here it looks like we've actually managed to push the enemy team into their cap zone, or into their spawn. So we're just gonna play some good old push on the spawn here, see if we can't take out the AA, which will give our fly boys a little bit of an easier time. And then, well, there's only one place the enemy's gonna come from at this point, so we're gonna do our duty. It is what it is. I wouldn't really call this spawn camping so much at this point in the match. It's more like pushing the enemy team off the map. But, well, like I said, it is what it is. And this guy can see that I'm coming up on him, so I'm not at any kind of special advantage here. We take down his loader, so that's going to be enough for us to be able to sit here and put another one into his turret, or into his hull. Very nice damage there, as you can see on the APDS, so I'm encouraged. It's always nice to see weapons dealing the damage that you need in order to take down vehicles in War Thunder. Now if we could... That poor salty boy, he jumped out before I could finish him off, which gives us enough time to take down the Coelian a little bit faster. Oh, it's not called a Coelian anymore, is it? It's Sond Paper Fatsoig. No, it's not one of those. What is it called? Flak Panzer something or other. It's a tank that never properly existed the way that it's laid out. I think there was a wooden mock-up build, but anyway, that's okay. I don't mind. It's a fun tank. What was I talking about? So my wife had a day off and she took care of the baby for a good portion of the day, and then she jetted off to go buy industrial quantities of food for us from our favorite place to get groceries. It's a restaurant outlet place, so we get the supplies that restaurants use, like good quality bulk frozen veggies and all kinds of fun stuff. And I just love to cook, so that makes life a lot easier for me. Our freezers are absolutely stuffed with things that turn into really good food with a minimum amount of effort, but frozen meals, no, disgusting. It's not my style. And not that I have the highest standards here, as I picked up half my kills this match from spawn camping, but I mean, a man's gotta have some kind of standards. Anyway, I just had a lot of fun with the British today, which is a pretty rare thing for me. Not that they're not fun, but I just haven't been playing a lot of British tanks, and if you want to mix things up, try playing a nation you haven't played a whole lot of. They can be a whole lot of fun, and there's not really much left in this match, but it was a nice change for me to make a video like this, and that was a good match, so I had a good time. I hope you enjoyed your time watching the video. Update 1.89 is coming in a short amount of time, and there's probably a few things that people are looking forward to. I think I'm going to have some fun with Japanese Naval, and it'll be fun to get some love for the naval game modes in general. We'll see what kind of changes come with that. But overall, I feel like this next patch is really building towards something bigger in the future. But it is nice to see Gaijin continue to grow and evolve. Anyway guys, I have just been having a great time raising my family and making these videos and connecting with you guys. Feel free to join the Discord, link in the description below. And also, AmFam is accepting new members, so if you'd like to join my squadron, go ahead and apply in-game. You will be accepted shortly. The only thing we expect out of AmFam members is that you be kind. And we're not going to be really active in squadron events, so it's just sort of another social club. Anyway guys, thanks for sticking around for this one, and I look forward to what's coming in the future for the channel. Catch you in the next video. Bye bye.